For most of my life, I always knew that I was destined for success, but I just had no idea in what field I would be successful in. Like, for example, in the past, I used to be a pretty big fan of the universe and history. Bro, I would used to watch so many YouTube videos about the history of Habsburg Empire, for example, or about the Milky Way galaxy. I used to binge watch that shit back in the day. But even though I like to learn about it, it wasn't my main source of passion in life. Like, sure, it gave me fun, and I was exceptionally better at it than 99% of people that I knew. Basically, every single time when I watched a YouTube video about universe or about history of the Ottoman Empire, for example, bro, I would get into such a flow state that I could just sit there and watch the video for hours on end. And then, after gaining all of the information, the best part would come, because that would be the part where I would get to talk to other people about the subjects that I've just learned about. Every time I talked about history and the universe, everyone around me constantly had to stop me because I would go on and on about it like there was no tomorrow. At that time, I didn't really realize it, but this laid a seed inside of my head that would eventually sprout and grow into a beautiful plant in the future. But for now, I was addicted to video games for most of my life, right? I wasn't compatible with the people around me. I had a huge social media addiction, and I just had no fun in life, no purposeful activity, nothing that would fulfill me except for instant gratification activities. And I used to function like this for like 14 years straight. And it eventually got worse when I got to puberty, because then I also mixed it with, fapping and stuff like that. But I never went total degeneracy, like I never went out clubbing, like drinking alcohol, taking drugs. I never did those kinds of degenerate shit. But I was really addicted to social media and playing video games, especially Minecraft and sometimes CSGO. And eventually I wanted to quit playing video games because I just wasn't getting any satisfaction from it anymore. Like, by the time that I have quit video games officially, I was like 16 years old. I just thought to myself, bro, in 2 years I'm gonna be a fucking adult. I better start this self-improvement journey. I better go all out while I'm still young. I better succeed before it gets really, really competitive. And when you also combine this with the desire that I formed in spring of 2023, that I wanted to provide for my future family financially, bro, the motivation that I got to get back on self-improvement in 2023, it was literally like a nuclear bomb explosion. And so, as usual, I started to watch self-improvement videos from Hamza, for example, and there was this really one interesting video that I saw from him that I immediately clicked on it when I saw it. It was an hour and a half long video about purpose in life. Purpose? What do you mean purpose? That was the first thing that I thought about when I saw that title. And so I watched the entire video, and immediately I was fucking hooked on the concept. I started to research books on how to find your purpose in life and other long-form educational videos on YouTube. And so I took his advice, I went away from society into beautiful nature, and I thought about what could my current purpose be? What is something that gives me fulfillment? And it took me no longer than a couple of days to realize that my current purpose that gives me fulfillment is to learn and then teach it to other people. That is a task that puts me into a flow state. That right there is an activity that gives me infinite fulfillment, teaching other people. Basically anything that I read about or learn about. And I instantly knew that this was my activity, because every single time I was talking to my mom about something and explaining something new to her, she would say, "Hey TR, you are destined to become a teacher." She always used to tell me this. And when I realized this, bro, I instantly overcame my video games addiction. I am not still over my social media addiction, but that's okay. That will disappear eventually as I'm recording this video. I still fab from time to time, but that will disappear over time as well. But what matters most is the progress that I'm making every single day. Like for example, I can read a book in like 2 days. Like for example, I can find the audiobook and then read it at the same time, and I can complete it in literally like 4 sittings. And keep in mind the audiobook has like 9 hours in total. Like granted, I put the speed on like 2 times, but I just find myself to be way more productive when I put the speed at 2 times. And it also helps me to focus better and to be more productive. It basically feels like I'm not wasting my time when I do it. And so I eventually found fulfillment with this new flow state activity, with this activity, this mastery that gives me fulfillment from life. And I channeled it into something productive. Like for example, just learning about self-improvement in general and teaching it here on YouTube or to other people that I meet in real life. Do you know how fulfilling that is? When someone tells you, yeah, my focus is fucked because of TikTok, and you instantly know that you can tell him to just meditate every single day. You just have this option that you can give him advice anytime that he wants. It is a wonderful experience. And when you also have so much fulfillment in teaching someone something, bro, that is just infinite excellence right there. Excellence basically means like, going faster. Or basically just going more efficiently. However, then I thought about something. When I watched that video from Hamza and from other content creators about purpose, they always gave this one analogy about finding your purpose. If you've been paying attention over this story, then I told you that learning something and then teaching it to the people around me is my current purpose layer, meaning that it is temporary, and that's how your purpose works. You see, imagine your purpose as a jawbreaker. You know how there's the bubblegum inside of all of those different layers that you have to lick through. Well, that's exactly how your purpose looks like. In the core, it is the first purpose that you've ever made. Or for example, the reason you were destined to be born. That right there, the bubblegum, is your life purpose. And that's where you want to get to. And that bubblegum is surrounded by all of these different purpose layers that you have to eventually lick through. And then right now, you have this one big purpose layer of, learning something and then teaching it to other people. Now, your purpose in life is completely unique. There are no two people on this planet who share the same purpose in life, and that is what makes us unique. And when you think about it, it makes sense. The games that you play, the videos that you watch on social media, they are all unique to your personality. There is no one out there who is 100% compatible with you. You are so unique. And the reason why is because of your purpose in life. And let me tell you, once you find this purpose in life, your life will get infinitely better instantly. But don't get me wrong, finding your purpose in life takes many, many years of hard work, and I myself haven't even gotten close to finding what it is. And the way you find it is by peeling through all of the different purpose layers that you have right now. You literally have to lick through them. Like for example, my purpose in life could be something like teaching 15-year-old guys how they can be more productive so that they can focus on their business work in the future and their homework right now. You see how specific that is? I didn't say 15-year-old guys for nothing. It can be literally that specific. Your life purpose can be literally anything. And that's the beauty of it, because this is what makes you unique to the people around you. This is your gift to the outside world. This is what you can use to output positive energy to the outside world. And let me tell you, eventually, life will repay you back tenfold. Like I've done on this YouTube channel. I have aligned my current purpose of, learning something and then teaching it to other people. I have aligned it to my current purpose of getting better at self-improvement, to my gift to the outside world, which is learning something and then teaching it to the outside world, my flow state activity, into this YouTube channel. And eventually, the universe will reward me with success. My purpose layers, when I got started on self-improvement, they looked like this. My first purpose was to actually get onto self-improvement. I completed that in no time, basically just start watching self-improvement content on YouTube. Then the next purpose was to learn about how to actually achieve fulfillment so that I can quit the bad habits. I did that in no time. And now my current purpose is to make money from teaching you and giving you value. But for example, this will be really specific. It might not look like this for you. But for example, your purpose in life could be like teaching high schoolers neurology, for example. It can be that specific. And so your current purpose layer will be something like getting more advanced in physics, and then you eventually move to chemistry because that is the next purpose layer, and then you actually move on to biology because you've lived through the chemistry layer, and then you do this for years and years and years. You continue to live through the purpose layers, through all of the specific missions that you have, and then eventually you get to the bubble gum, and that's where your life will make sense. Once you get to the bubble gum, to your life purpose, you will never go back to the instant gratification activities. Trust me. Like for example, me fulfilling this purpose of, teaching you self-improvement to make money online. Even right now, it gives me so much fulfillment that I don't even think about video games as much anymore. Like of course I've quit them a long time ago. It has been like a year now. And yeah, sure, I still think about Hypixel Skyblock, which is a really popular minigame in Minecraft. From time to time, like basically once per month. But that's it. So if this current purpose layer made me quit video games because of how much fulfillment it gives me, imagine how much fulfillment will your life purpose give you. And I'm only like 3 purposes in. I still have probably even hundreds of purpose layers that I have to live through to eventually get there. So I will get there in like 10 to 20 years probably. But that's okay, because this is a long-term thing. It is not supposed to be like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna wake up tomorrow and I'm gonna know my life's purpose and I will suddenly get this OP advantage over 99% of men. No, you have to work hard for it. Life as a man is really hard. You have to have the patience. You actually have to say, shut up! To the monkey mind, to the lizard part of your brain that cannot wait for delayed gratification and actually man up for the first time in your entire life. Which I know that you're capable of. Because if you're watching this video 12.5 minutes in, then that's beyond impressive. Trust me, man. You have better attention span than like 99% of people. You have way more potential than you think you have. And so I do believe that you can make it. I do believe that you'll withstand the trials and tribulations, all the hard times, just to find your purpose in life. The ultimate fulfillment, so that you don't have to get gratification from bullshit bad habits like social media, video games, and masturbation, for example. Leave that to the shitty 99% of people. Those who tell us to just enjoy our teens and our 20s because it's fine. Life is meaningless after all. It's okay, just play some Brawl Stars with us and just completely forget about your shitty reality that you live through every single day. The painful, unfulfilled, anxietyful, depressedful existence that you live every single day. Leave the bad habits to the pathetic 99% of people who don't know any better. And if you want to get closer to me and to other people who share the same values as you, who share the same likes and dislikes, who are on self-improvement just like us, then you can join us in our clan in the description. I know that you'll find your place in there, and I do believe that you'll be a powerful asset to us. We will motivate you to keep going, even during your hardest times, because the journey to become the best version of yourself is hard. And we both know it. But when you have a strong clan like this, when you have a strong brotherhood next to your side, like us, the process will become so much more easier that you will never want to go back to the instant gratification activities. So please join us and leave the 99% of people in the dust. And since you've made it this far into the video, let's now actually talk about how you can find your purpose in life. Well, as I already said, your purpose in life is like a jawbreaker. You have to lick through the purpose layers. And so what we have to do is to actually teach you the ability on how you can find these purpose layers and how you can lick through them so that you eventually move on to other purpose layers. And then you eventually do this for years and years and years. And then in the end, you will find your life purpose. But this will take you probably like 10 to 20 years, but that's okay. Because when you think about it, each purpose layer lasts like 6 months, I would say. So you better get started now, so that when you are 30, and when you're in your prime years, you get to live off this infinite fulfillment glitch. And so, the way that you find your current purpose, the current purpose layer, is to actually get away from society, and so that you have time to think about yourself, so that you have time to go inward, to question yourself. Go to some kind of place where society cannot influence you, like for example into nature, or spend some time away from family, like basically lock yourself in a room for hours every single day. Preferably do this during the weekend or during any kind of holiday, because it took me a few days of just thinking about it to find it. And then just grab a pen and for example a notebook where you can write your thoughts and just go over your entire life and question everything. Ask yourself, why am I so addicted to Call of Duty, for example? Why am I so addicted to watching YouTube videos about history? Why do I like these types of women? Why do I constantly masturbate to them? Why was it when I was 6 years old that I really liked to jump on a trampoline? And when I actually tried to do a backflip, it gave me a sense of fulfillment. And you need to think about your life for hours on end, and you need to question everything. Do this practice every single day for a couple of days, and then eventually your current purpose will become obvious, because you will get it as a visualization. Like for example, my visualization was that teaching 14-year-old me on how he can improve his mental health, so that he can be more happy, more fulfilled, more stoic, and more masculine in life. And the two questions that helped me the most, and the two questions that I definitely recommend that you start with your journaling session, is by asking yourself, A, what is something that everyone constantly talks about that I'm better at than like 99% of people? What do people around me tell me that I'm destined to become, like a profession or something? What is something that I was constantly good at and that felt like completely naturally to me? And then when everyone else tried it, they just couldn't do it as well as me. What is something that put me in a state of flow that 3 hours felt like 10 minutes? And then question B. If I had financial, location, time freedom, the best mental health that I can think about, my dream wife, and quality brothers by my side, and peak physical health, what would I be doing? How would my day look like? What habits would I be doing? Just journal about these two questions for a while, and then eventually move on to more specific questions like I just already mentioned, like, why was it that when I was 6 years old, I liked to jump on a trampoline, and when I tried to do a backflip, it felt fulfilling? Well, because your current purpose at that time was to learn a backflip, and it might be even now, and your life purpose, like 20 years later, might be to become one of the best athletes in the world. You never know. And trust me, when I say analyze your life, I mean everything. You need to question your entire life. Every single choice that you've taken, every single bad habit that you constantly indulge in, even to this day, has a meaning. There is a meaning to why you spent 10,000 hours playing Minecraft. There is a meaning why you've spent thousands of hours learning about history. It all has a purpose in this life. Think about it. Every single atom in this universe came together just so that you can watch this video right now. Think about how insane that is. There were billions, probably even the possibilities are in numbers that I don't even know how to pronounce them, of other possibilities that could have happened, and yet you are destined to see this video and to take action. So if this doesn't inspire you, then I don't know what does. So go and strive to find your life purpose, because that is the thing that you're compensating for with your bad habits, for example. That is the fulfillment that you've been seeking all this time. So go find it. Just to remind you, please join our plan in the description. You can like the video, you can subscribe if you like, and comment on which part of the video you liked the most and what part you will implement in your life. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching this video, and remember, no one is better at being you.